The world's most important stretch of water is being used as a weapon right now, and most people have no idea what it actually means. Two ships intercepted, redirected, controlled. That is what happened in the Strait of Hormuz this week. And if you think this is just another maritime incident, you are about to see why that assumption is dangerously wrong. Stay with me because by the end of this, the way you understand global power will shift. The Strait of Hormuz is not a shipping lane. It is a pressure valve for the entire world economy. Roughly one-fifth of all the oil on the planet moves through this narrow corridor every single day. There are no real alternatives, no backup routes that can absorb that volume, which means whoever controls conditions here does not just control ships, they control energy prices, supply chains, and the economic stability of dozens of countries simultaneously. Now ask yourself, if you wanted to send a maximum signal with minimum military risk, where would you do it? Exactly here. And that is precisely what Iran's Revolutionary Guard just did. But here is what the headlines are missing. This was not aggression for its own sake. This was a calculated response to something the United States has been quietly doing for months, a naval blockade strategy designed to squeeze Iran's oil exports and weaken its economy without firing a single shot. The U.S. is playing a long, slow game, gradual pressure, incremental restriction, designed to wear Iran down over time. So Iran responded, not on a battlefield, not in the air, but at the one point on the map where a small move creates an enormous consequence. That is not desperation, that is strategy, and it is working. If you want to understand how these situations actually escalate before the world's media catches up, make sure you are following this channel, because we break this down every day. Now here is where it gets dangerous, and this part most analysts are not talking about. Iran does not need to close the strait. It never did. All it needs to do is make the strait feel unpredictable, because uncertainty alone is enough to slow shipping decisions, raise insurance rates, push companies to pull back, and send tremors through global oil markets, all without a single declaration of war. This is called selective disruption, and it is in many ways more powerful than a direct military strike because it keeps everything in a gray zone. Not peace, not war. Something far more destabilizing, permanent low-level threat. Ships are still moving, but slower, more cautiously, some waiting, some reconsidering. This is what a partial choke looks like in real time, and right now, it is enough. So why not just close it completely? Because Iran understands the line. Cross it, and you hand the United States justification for a full military response. Stay just below it, and you keep the pressure on while avoiding direct confrontation. It is asymmetric warfare with a geographic weapon. The U.S. cannot sanction its way out of a problem at Hormuz without Iran making the cost visible to the entire world. And Iran cannot survive a full U.S. military response. So both sides are trapped in a careful, dangerous dance, applying maximum pressure while trying not to be the one who trips. But here's the question no one is asking loudly enough. What happens when one side miscalculates? One vessel that refuses orders, one escort ship that fires a warning shot, one warning shot that lands wrong. In a narrow, crowded waterway with multiple naval forces operating simultaneously, escalation does not need a decision, it just needs a moment. And moments happen. The longer this standoff continues, the more moments there are. Each incident adds weight to the system. Each disruption tightens the wire. And slowly, what started as controlled pressure begins to look like a pattern. And patterns change how other countries respond. Shipping companies may suspend routes, naval escorts may multiply, and suddenly the distance between strategic disruption and open conflict is measured not in political decisions, but in seconds. There are only two ways this ends. Either both sides maintain enough discipline to keep the strait in this gray zone indefinitely, tense, slow, costly but functional, and a fragile new normal forms around it. Or one incident breaks the ceiling, oil prices spike within hours, supply chains fracture, and multiple nations are pulled in not by choice, but by economic necessity. We are not there yet, but we are closer than most coverage suggests, and the seizure of two vessels, which looked like a minor incident on Tuesday, may in hindsight be the moment analysts point to when they explain how the pressure became too much to contain. What you just watched is not a news report. It is a map, and the territory is shifting daily. If this kind of analysis matters to you, share this with one person who needs to understand what is actually happening in the world. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think this stabilizes or escalates? And if you are not subscribed yet, now is a good time. We analyze the moves most channels miss every single day.